Good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever time you are here to join me today. We are here for a lower body stretch. We're going to be focused on this half of body to just kind of chillax, relax, lengthen the muscles, give them a little stretch, all in the lower body. And we'll get a little bit in the low back as well. So join me here standing up to begin. And you don't need any equipment, but if you do have a mat, we'll be laying down later. So take your hands on your hips, take your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. And we're gonna just start with some small circles, taking the hips clockwise. Once they are small, you can start to make them a little bit bigger, pushing your hips around. And then switch other direction. Last one. Then we'll take a few knee hugs. Starting out here with some dynamic stretches before we get into the passive ones. Dynamic means moving, fluid motion rather than a passive hold. Pull the knee into the chest and then release it. Last one on each side. Then switch that to a quad pull. Same thing, one and then the other. Just hold it for 1 second and then release. Feeling that front of the thigh open up. And then we'll take some hip circles. So take your knee, open it out, and then bring it back around. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Last one's on the other side. And then I'll get into the more relaxing portion. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Take the knees, bend them pretty generously, and let your chest come towards the thighs. Allow the head to be heavy here in this forward fold. Arms relax down towards the ground. And the thighs create a shelf for the upper body to rest upon, if it can make it there. Couple more deep breaths. And then walk your hands forward and your feet back into a downward facing dog. Press into your hands. Hips are up toward the sky. And pedal out your feet, bending one leg and then the other. Then drop the left heel down, focusing on the back of that left lower leg. And drop the right heel down. Beautiful. Pull your left knee into your chest and shift forward. Drop your left foot down, and we're going to come into a hip flexor stretch. Well, good morning, Irina. Glad you're here with me. So left foot is between the hands, back knee is down. Lift yourself up. We're gonna do an upright hip flexor stretch. This one's really important about your hips. So take your hips and tuck your tailbone down and under so that you feel that right hip flexor start to stretch. Hips are tucking under, like your hips are a bucket of water. You can tilt them forward and the water would fall out the front, or you can tilt them under and it would go towards the back. So feel that stretch, and then you can slightly come forward. We'll stay here for a few breaths before we go into a deep lizard stretch. Last breath here. And on your exhale, reach both hands inside your leg. Walk your left foot over to the outside of your mat. If you need to slide your right leg back, you can. We're coming into a lizard pose with the back knee on the mat. So let your hips melt down towards the ground. See if you can find length in your spine. You can be here on your palms, or you can come down to your forearms. If you're looking for an in-between place and you have a block, you can place your block underneath your forearms. Or just stay on the hand. And slowly make your way up. Slide that left foot back to the middle of the mat and straighten up the leg. Into a hamstring stretch here, feeling that stretch in the back of the left leg. These toes are facing toward the sky, and the leg is straight. It can have a slight bend if you need it, but it's relatively straight. Maybe you're on the fingertips here. And as you breathe, think about lengthening your body on your inhale and sinking a little bit deeper on your exhale, even if it's just in your mind's eye. And slowly pull that leg back to meet them together. We'll switch sides. So bring your right foot forward. Stack your knee over top of your ankle. We're coming into that hip flexor stretch. So right now, my bucket of hips is dumping water out the front. I've got a little bit of arch. So I've got to pull my lower belly in and tuck my tailbone down. And I'll immediately feel that stretch right here. So give that a try. Tuck your hips under. And find that stretch here in the left hip flexor. If you need a little more, you can shift yourself forward a bit. But you shouldn't need to shift too far. It should be a pretty good stretch already. Last breath in. And on your exhale, plant the hands inside the foot. Walk the foot over to the right, and you might need to scooch it up a little bit as we let our hips melt down towards the ground. Again, we want the ankle underneath of the knee. Coming into our lizard pose. Let the back foot toes rest on the ground. Now let your body release. Let go of any holding or tension you're feeling in the hips. And then slowly make your way up. Slide that foot back to the center of your mat. Pull the hips back, straighten the front leg. Flex the toes. You've got a hamstring stretch here. Long, flat back. Inhaling to lengthen. And exhaling to deepen into your fold. Awesome. Slide that leg back to meet the other one. And then bring your left foot straight out. So it'll look like this. The whole foot is planted on the ground. And your weight is over top here of this knee. You're going to shift yourself back a bit, and you'll start to feel that stretch in the inner thigh. Hold on to that spot that you feel the stretch and just stay right there. Or if it feels good and you're looking for a little more motion today, you can shift forward and shift backward through this range of motion. And if your wrists start to bother you, you can make a fist and put your fists down. We'll be sitting down soon. This is the last stretch where the wrists are involved. All right, bring that leg back in and we'll extend the other one. Same thing, maybe a rock back and forth until you find that sticky spot where you feel a good stretch in that inner thigh. And notice the hips, they might want to open up. That's going to take the stretch away. So dial those hips down and square them to the mat. Last full breath in and full breath out. Then come to a seated position. We're coming into butterfly. So bring the feet together. You are opening up a book. Get the outer edge of your foot on the ground and let the knees fall downwards. They might be here, they might be here. We're all different, it's okay. I just happen to have very open hips from years of gymnastics, so no comparisons needed. Let those knees fall downwards. You can give them a gentle press with your elbows if you'd like. And create length in your spine here as you fold for the first few breaths. A straight line from head to hips. Keep your hips grounded on the mat. And then you can start to round yourself, letting your chin come towards your chest, letting your back soften, your head soften, maybe even closing your eyes. Breathing deep into the belly and the hips. If your shoulders have crept up towards your ears, allow them to soften down away. And roll yourself back up. Extend both legs straight. We're coming into straight leg forward fold. If you're feeling like your hamstrings are really tight and you have a block or a pillow or a towel or whatever, you can put it underneath your knees and that'll take a little bit of the stress away. Otherwise, you can keep your knees bent or straight depending on how you're feeling this morning. Let's take a big inhale, reach to hands up overhead, lengthen the spine. Exhale, keep your length as you fold forward. And come to that first sticking point, wherever you feel like, oh, that's enough for right now. Stay here. We'll end up diving a little deeper here, but breathe into it from right here. Keeping that length, using the inhale to think of lengthening through the crown of your head, and exhale, slight little increase into that fold. And then you can start to relax control of that lengthened spine. Even rounding a bit with the chin towards the chest, just like we did in butterfly. Letting the arms relax. Letting the head relax. You very slowly start to work your way back out of this deep fold. Sitting up tall. We'll take a twist here. Pull the left knee into the chest. It can stay here or cross to the outside. If you can get your outside and have it flat, you're good to go. If it doesn't come flat, you just want to keep it on the inside. Take your left hand behind you. Sit up tall, stack your shoulders over your hips. Sometimes we tend to lean back in our twist, but we want to stay upright. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, hugging around, and then twist. Sit up tall, look over the left shoulder. Turn your gaze back towards the front of your mat and slowly release your twist. Extend the left leg, give it a little shaky, and then pull the right leg in. It can stay here, or you can bring it onto the outside, plant it down. Sit up tall, right hand behind. Inhale, left arm reaches up, big breath in. Exhale, twist. Gaze over your right shoulder. Slowly turn your gaze back to the front and unravel your twist. Lay all the way down onto your back. Give yourself a little rock side to side or a few circles with the knees. And then drop the left foot down, keep the right knee in, and straighten that leg. Your options here, you can reach for the hamstring, reach for the calf, or reach for the foot, maybe ankle. Choose one that you can comfortably grasp and start to pull your leg towards your chest. Maintaining its straight leg position, we want to keep it straight, not locked out, but straight. And then can you get your shoulders back on the ground if they've come out? Can you release them down onto the mat? Maybe close your eyes. Just let your body be immersed in the sensation of this stretch. Feeling your breath move through your body. And before we release, take 5 rounds of pointing and flexing the foot. And then you can lower that leg down and bring the left knee up. Same stretch. Find that place that you feel like you can comfortably hold on to. Let the shoulders relax into the mat. Let your gaze soften or your eyes close. And then point and flex the foot 5 times. Good. Keep this right knee bent down and just cross the left leg over it, making a figure 4. Pull those legs up in towards your body and reach through and grab the hamstring or the top of the shin. You can can use your left elbow to gently press your knee away to keep this nice hip stretch, feeling it in the left glute. And slowly release. Switch to the other side, cross the right leg over the left. And pull it in, reach through, grab the hamstring or the shin. And slowly release. Pull both knees towards the armpits. Reach around and grab the outside of the foot. Pull your knees down towards the mat as you come to a happy baby. Lift it off the ground. Ground down through your tailbone so that it connects with the mat. Now keep your whole spine flush with the mat for this one. If you like, you can play here. Find some movement, rocking back and forth. Straightening one leg, the other leg. Happy baby. This is what happy babies do. So tap into your inner happy baby. Have some play if you'd like. We're going to finish here in a reclined butterfly. So bring your feet together and down towards the mat. Slide them in towards your body. Let your tailbone lengthen. So maybe pick up your hips and lengthen your spine a bit so you feel it come flush with the mat and your knees come outwards. Place your hands on your belly. Lengthen through your neck as well. Maybe slightly tuck the chin in. We'll finish here with a few deep belly breaths, letting the hips just totally release. Let gravity do its work. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel your belly expand. Feel your chest cavity expand, rib cage. And exhale, let it go. Another deep inhale. And exhale out the nose or mouth. 2 more just like that. Last one. Awesome. Take both hands to the outside of the knees and let the hands guide the legs together. Roll onto one side and press. And I thank you for joining me for this lower body stretch today. Hopefully your legs are feeling good, ready to carry you through the day. And I appreciate you joining me. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.